Got the Oreck over there and the Oreck carpet brush, and we're just pre-scrubbing some of the little dirtier, more dingy areas just to make sure that the spray gets in thick through the carpet. And then we're going to use the bonnet and do a bonnet cleaning. Not the whole carpet needs brush, just sections of it. So this is, you can't see it on camera, but this area is like matted down, and you're going to stand it up a little bit before we bonnet it. That'll come out. It came out with a brush. Alright. With the ball here. Hallways are always high traffic areas, and they could always use a good brushing before the bonnet cleaning, because they always have dirt in them. All hallways leading from a front door to a back door are always dirty everywhere. And when you're doing this, you may get some stains out, but that's not the goal of it. You're really just trying to move the soap into the bottom of the carpet better. Okay, let me move this cord out of the way, and I'll do the living room here real quick. In fact, I'm going to move the cord to the bathroom. Now on this carpet, we just put a cap full of Tide liquid soap into a 2-gallon sprayer and filled it up with, it's about 2 gallons of water. And you may have to shake, you may want to shake it a little bit or whatever, and then just spray it down. It's a pretty liberal amount that we put down because we're trying to keep the carpets pretty. We don't want to get them soaking wet, but we want them to be damp enough to work with. So if you figure what a price of a cap full of Tide costs to 2 gallons of water, and 2 gallons is more than enough to do most apartments, way more than enough. It doesn't cost a lot to do an apartment. It's something the size of a 2-bedroom apartment, just using some liquid laundry detergent. Yeah, these stains are, they're not coming out, but they're getting broken loose with this brush. They'll come out real easy with the bonnet. If you use one of these brushes, it'll save you a lot of bonnet cleaning. Because you won't have to break the stains loose with the bonnet, they'll already be broken loose with the brush. Now we vacuumed this with our wet dry vac and the carpet nozzle, and as you've seen on a lot of our videos, so it's not what people would consider a really deep down vacuum to get deep into the nap of the carpet, but it does a pretty good job because this brush usually pulls up a lot of stuff. So and it shows that that vacuum can actually do a pretty decent job if you take your time with it. And this is also, you can see the nap of the carpet's being restored. It's fluffing everything back up. Now the bonnet's going to go even a little beyond that. But this is good. And we've shown in some of our videos, this is not a, if you have one of these with the brush attachment, it's not a bad idea if you're wanting to vacuum your house. You can go around and get your traffic areas and everything with this brush first, and it kind of breaks up anything that's embedded and helps it so when you do your vacuum with your vacuum cleaner, it makes it a lot easier for you to pick up everything. So you can use that brush dry. We're using it on a slightly damp carpet, but it's fine to use it dry. It won't hurt the carpet, but it is going to get the top of your machine really dusty and dirty, so that's something you may have to remember to keep your machine clean. And you see ours is a little bit dirty right now. We didn't clean it before we came over here. All right, let's go check the next bedroom. Okay, a little bit of stuff right here. This is a bedroom with a bath, so it gets more people walking through it than a bedroom that does not have a bathroom. So it'll have a traffic area in it. They always do. This room doesn't have the best light to shoot a video with, so hopefully it's coming out good on video. It's going to be one of those things where it's kind of marginal for filming, but alright, we're ready to do the bonnet buffing. Okay, there's the bonnet. Now, this is the same one we've been using for all of our videos. We haven't had to break out a new one yet. And it looks a little bit worn down, but it's still good at scrubbing. And it's pretty clean right now. They never are pure white again, you know, so what he's going to do, on this one, we're not going to soak the bonnet, we're going to spray it. And he's going to give it a pretty good shot. Now with the amount of pre-spray he put into the carpet, he's not going to have the bonnet soaking wet on this one. This is kind of like, this isn't really the wet bonnet method, this is kind of just low moisture. And the reason is because there's going to be someone moving in this apartment. I think it's going to be tomorrow, but it might even be later tonight. Just to be sure though, we want to make sure these carpets are dry in case someone else needs to come up here and do any more work. Because this is kind of one of those emergency things where someone's moving in a hurry. So. When we get done, I'm gonna start in the bedroom. Okay. When we get done, this carpet's gonna probably take about 45 minutes to an hour to dry. It's a nice day for carpet cleaning because it's a little bit warmer out. It's in the 70s, and this is Central Texas, so most of the winter's pretty nice for carpet cleaning. It won't take too long. So we'll get done and get out of here, and they can come do whatever they want with it. Pretty much right after that. Hang on. Bonnet's not on there all the way. Yeah, these drivers, when you drop the machine down on the driver, it sometimes doesn't engage immediately. And so sometimes after a few revolutions, it'll go ahead and pop in. Sometimes you might want to just check it by hand and put it in the rest of the way. Yeah, you tap it in place if you have to. It's not a big deal. So I don't know if you can see some of the areas that haven't been touched yet, but it's a good contrast as this thing goes over it really fluffs the carpet up nice. Hit the closet real quick. And like we said on an earlier video, one of the nice things about this machine is you can get into closets real easy and move around and get into really tight areas. Makes it really nice. A lot of times with a portable extractor or a machine you might rent, you really can't get into some of your closet areas and stuff very good. It's kind of awkward to work with. This is actually about as easy as an upright vacuum, maybe even a little bit easier in some ways. Pre-scrubbing with that brush really helps you to get the bonnet button part done quicker. If you don't pre-scrub with the brush, you can clean it out, the stains out with the bonnet, but since they're not loosened up, you have to work on them for a longer time. That brush will save you time. Yeah, it's kind of like pre-vacuuming. A lot of people just want to get the machine out or whatever and start cleaning the carpets. But pre-vacuuming gets so much of the loose stuff up for you that you don't have to fight with it. Otherwise, you got a big mess when you get done. I'm gonna move the plug real quick. This plug is real loose. I don't like it. This is perfect weather today, so. When you have in wintertime especially, when you've got a really cold day, and especially when you like notice that the windows in your house are fogging up on the inside and maybe have a lot of condensation, not the best day to clean carpets. It's going to take a long time for the carpets to dry. And if you have a machine like this where you don't have to use very much liquid to clean with, it's a little bit better option. But it's definitely it's bad on a cold day to clean with a regular extractor because you're going to have so much water that you're going to have to dry up. And this is definitely a better method for colder weather. Yeah, this is kind of a area of the carpet. This is probably the worst area in the whole apartment. This is where everybody walked through when they came in the house before they took their shoes off and everything. So it's got a lot more of the darker stains in it. So this is a spot that we're going to have to work on a little bit more than everywhere else. And there's no big deal if you have to go back and put some more pre-spray down after a while. Just see what you have to work with. And you always got to remember when you're doing carpets that there's going to be some stains that just aren't going to come out. And you don't know until you mess with them sometimes, but there's some stains you just do the best you can, and that's all you're going to be able to accomplish with them, because you don't want to tear the carpet up trying to get a stain out. You could possibly cause more damage than is already there, so you got to be careful. If you work at it and learn to use the machine, it'll clean up most all your stains. There won't be much it'll not pick out for you. The machine and the pad stuff work, but remember, carpet cleaning is a chemical business. If you don't have good soaps down, it don't matter what machine you use, you will not clean the carpets. The stains won't come out without soap. That's the way it is. Heat, steam, none of that stuff takes stains out without soap, period. Not if they're set in stains. Be careful right there. I'm gonna stop and move my cord again. Well, we're making progress. Seems like it's a little slow sometimes, but it's getting there. The dirtier they are, the slower they get out. Okay, here we go. This machine will get right up on an edge.